Here we are, Karen. We're back.
Hey, Trish.
Hey, Kay. Welcome you all to What I Know So Far. It snuck up on us this year, did it? No, it just took forever.
I know. January was a year long, so.
It was a year long.
Yeah.
And so we decided to start the new year in February. So welcome on. We're so excited to have you. We hope you enjoy this episode as much as we had recording it because, Kay, that was fun.
It was. It was really fun. That was one of my favorite episodes.
I'm not gonna lie, it was one of mine too. I think there's something in the air, y'all, and hopefully y'all will feel it too. From love and friendship to knowing that we ain't gonna take it no more. Who sings that? Twisted Sister. Anyhow, we hope you enjoy it. This is the new updated love language and all things renewal, spring, hibernation, all the things. It was just fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Dogs.
Even though the groundhog Phil saw a shadow.
Puxatawny saw a shadow.
Yeah, well, I'm rejecting Phil, and I'm gonna believe that spring is coming.
It's coming, not 6 more weeks of winter. Kay and I are invested. So what we know so far is this is a pretty darn fun episode and both of our favorites. So we hope you enjoy it. Hi, Kay.
Hey, Trish, how's it going?
Honey, listen, I am not gonna let any chickens get this girl down. I'm wearing yellow even to stay bright and cheery.
Yes, for the sun.
For the sun, I'm bringing my own sunshine, BYOS. And I know that the state of the world is a bit of a booger right now, but you and I will always find silver linings because that's what we're good at.
No matter how hard they try to make it.
No matter how hard it is to find, we will hunt, dig, and pull and make it happen. Soldiering on. Which Karen has had this theory for years, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just start the show out. Welcome to What I Know So Far. We're so tickled you're here. Rate, subscribe, review. It takes 2 seconds. It's totally free. You don't have to put in your info. Just tell us what you like about us because it'd make our day. But Karen has lived by this theory. In the almost 15 years that I have known you, Karen says, go ahead and say it, Kay. You don't do anything well in January because what?
Because I can't make a change in a coat. I cannot make any life changes if I am bundled up in a big coat and scarf and all the things. It's impossible. I can't do it. I can't do anything in a glove. I cannot do it.
This is why I love Karen's theory so much, because for years I was like, oh, okay, I could see that. But I like starting the new year with this attitude of something new, refresh, let's go. And then January 2025 happened. And praise God, my personal home was safe and saved, not in any danger with the fires. But it didn't make it any harder that the whole Los Angeles has been in a state of just bereavement and grief, and it's a big deal, and this is going to take us all a while. And then I also had norovirus to start the year, y'all. 4 days in, I don't wish that on an enemy. I don't wish it on.
Welcome to the new year. Yeah.
Yes, it was not the fanfare I had dreamt of for 2025. And then the state of our politics and government anyway, the dumpster fire that was 2025 made me realize Karen Mills has been a pioneer in the forefront of a spring new year.
Yes, if everyone had just listened to me and gone into their dens and hibernated like they should have, none of this would happen.
None of this. We would be in a different state. So from now on, all my life advice is coming from Karen Mills because clearly she's Nostradamus 2.0.
Yes, and did you not tell me that way back in history that the new year did begin in spring?
It did. I had learned this. I was researching, because my birthday's at that weird December 30th. It's a weird time of year between Christmas and the New Year, which in England they call Twixmas. It's a twixing time. It's this weird Twix time. But even before that, before we even got to a Twixmas, the prequel of that was there wasn't a New Year in January. The New Year actually happened in spring when things were blooming and coming back to warmth. And I was like, well, that's Karen Mills' theory, and that makes all the sense in the world.
All the sense. Why would you try to bloom in January? I mean, it's a lost cause.
Lost cause. Lost.
And I'm an Aries, so I think I am automatically just programmed to bloom in the spring.
See, if y'all don't know, an Aries is April, baby. I'm married to an Aries. My mama is I understand Aries energy. That's why I'm with Kay. I love Aries so much. And you're right. It's when everybody regenerates and just dethaws, comes back.
That's right. When the bears come out.
Yeah, it's when the bears come out. Truthfully, if the bears are coming out, something's right. And all the little babies are born because that's when all the little deer, like every animal is, birthing something.
I know. My friend Sandy Bagby, she has Bagby Critter Corral, and I love to go there in the spring because all the babies.
See?
And I was like, now is when we reemerge into a new life.
Yes, Kay, when we're coming back. And I'm here for it because right now we are going to soft launch February as our beginning, like rolling into our new year. So we had originally recorded episodes for y'all to roll out in January, and we did not roll those all out for y'all on account of it. Just January was a tough month, and they felt, to be honest, for Karen and I, because we're as honest as they come, they were tone deaf because they were recorded just kind of fun and sweet, and they sounded like we'd been in a cave, which we wish we were.
Yeah, right.
And didn't know what was happening in the world. So I say that to say, this is hot off the presses. We're tickled to be back with y'all. We're excited to be out doing comedy. Look, Kay's got little Jax jumped up to be in the show. You know how we are, y'all. Dogs, we love everything. Look at him. Oh, if you're not watching this on YouTube, sweet little Jax has crawled up into Karen's face and is licking her on the mouth. Who doesn't love that? Don't tell my dogs are curled up because they'll want to be in.
Well, they're so big, they would.
They'd knock this table over.
Yeah.
So we're talking about what we want to do to roll in the new year. And Karen and I said, what if we talk about the new love languages, what love languages are evolving into? Because as much as we love the 5 love languages, and is it Gary Chapman? Is that who the original author is? Gary Chapman, who wrote them. And it's brilliant, not bagging on them. But there's a new kind of 2.0 of a love language because not ever, and love languages for our friends too. We have love languages for everybody, coworkers. Your love language is all the way around, not just a personal partner.
And let me ask you before we start updating the love languages, what love language are you in the traditional ones?
Okay, here's the truth. I always say everybody has 3, even though there's 5. I say that everybody kind of has a 3, a primary, your secondary, and the third is really what you'll do for others because you see them doing it. So the first one is always the one you will do for others because it's your favorite. Mine, as you probably know, Kay, is acts of service. Acts of service is my number one. I love to do for others, and when you do it for me, I am just lit aflame if somebody does something for me that's acts of service. And then number 2 for me is words of affirmation because I love them myself, but I love giving them to others because I mean it. And then my 3rd, if I had to, would be physical touch because I'm a hugger and I love to squeeze on everybody. That's kind of my in order of the 3. What are your 3?
Well, and everyone has bits of all of them.
Agreed.
Certainly.
100%.
Yeah, right. So I think my number 1 is quality time because I don't care if there's only an hour. Let's put the phones down and watch the show or whatever we're doing. If we're going to dinner, let's have dinner or let's skip dinner if we can't get away from everything in order to enjoy dinner. So I'm not offended if you don't want to go. But if you're going to go,
don't multitask it out.
That's right. At least if it's 10 minutes, if it's 2 hours, let's enjoy that time. And if there's no time to enjoy it, don't do it. That's what I feel.
Hey, you know what? That's a whole word because I just realized this is completely off topic. But my husband, his is quality time too.
Eric.
He's an acts of service person, but his is quality time. And I am a multitasker. And I just realized by what you just said, that's very offensive to him. I got to work on that. Thank you for saying that.
My acts of service is me giving. I give love through acts of service a lot, but for people doing for me, I start feeling bad about it. Oh, I do that. Don't do that. You know.
But you got to be open to receive. That's what I'm learning too.
I need to be better at it. That's a weakness of mine. Really is.
I understand that. That's been something I've been working on too. Is I'm the queen of I can do it myself. I can do it myself. Don't worry, I can do it. And then I'm like, Trish, even somebody like something as simple, right, as somebody opening a door for you or holding a door for you, I should say. I'm like, oh, I've got it. Well, let somebody do something kind. Like, why are you, like, be open to even receiving something that small is what I'm saying, not just somebody buying your lunch or a cup of coffee.
Right. Yeah, even just, and as far as words of affirmation, I like laughs of affirmation. But if somebody starts saying, oh, that's so good, I mean, then I start going, oh, well, I screwed up that second joke. I mean, I didn't even. So I have a lot of trouble receiving, and I need therapy, I think.
We do. Well, you know what, though? Listen, I think that's a hard thing for a lot of people that are, and we also are we're in the giving business. Mm-hmm. We're in the giving, like my absolute joy, genuine joy comes from making people laugh, forget where they are, forget what's going on in their day. Just let them have fun. That's a great gift. And so sometimes it's real hard for us to receive back. Even if I'm watching, like I sat and watched Nate Bargatze's new special the other night. Darling, it's so cute. Mm-hmm. But even sitting there and watching that, I was like, oh, great. Oh, that was, I'm looking at it from a business. And
sure.
So instead of just enjoying myself and enjoying the laughter. And it was brilliant. But I was sitting there going, oh, I like that. I made it work.
That's a comic, though. I mean, every comic watches another comedian, and it can be the funniest thing you've ever heard, and you go, that was hilarious. Yeah. Rather than just busting out laughing.
Okay, thank you for saying, like, one of my all-time favorites is Ricky Gervais. Love him. I don't care.
Yeah,
he could literally read a Starbucks menu, and I'd fall out crying.
Hilarious, yeah.
Brilliant. And anytime I watch him, I'll go, so well crafted. Gosh, that's so good. Instead of just enjoying it, my husband will sit there crying, laughing.
Yep.
But then this is where I go from this. Last night we were watching the Grammys. Loved the Grammys. If y'all didn't see it, watch all the highlights of it. What a time to be alive in music right now. Yeah. I feel like this is probably what they felt like in the late 60s, early 70s, about what's about to happen in music and creative people just rising up, right? And uniting everybody. The point of this was we're watching, and I am gobsmacked at just some of these performances, truly. And my husband's like, oh my gosh, listen to that mix. He's like, they don't have the piano mixed in. I'm like, would you quit talking? I'm trying to listen to Herbie Hancock and Cynthia Erivo. He's like, this. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's what I do in comedy. So fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. We all have trouble in the thing that we love
and the
creating.
thing we do, that we create, we sit and critique that as opposed, and I'm not looking to criticize anybody, but, that's what you do. You're like, that was...
It makes it harder to enjoy, even when something's brilliant, because you're like, oh, I didn't see that great punchline. Brilliant segue. Like, I'll sit like I'm a commentator in baseball.
Or I'll sit and go, God, that pisses me off that I didn't think of that. I'll do that sometimes.
Oh, totally. When somebody has a storyline you didn't see coming, or the callback, and you're like, "Sons of a monkey's butt, man! I could have done that." And it's half you celebrate them, and half of I got to work harder.
Oh, I always celebrate them, but I always also, am just pissed that I didn't come up with it.
Well, that's because you're a real wordsmith. Mine are 90% stories, and I'm like, family's not funny enough. Guess I'm going to find a new family. It becomes a thing. So shall we? I'll put them on my phone. So if you'll indulge me, Kay, I've got the new love languages on the phone. Because as these were coming, I thought, well, let's just see if everybody agrees. So you all, this is our version of updated love languages. And since we're rolling into February, since it is Valentine's month, maybe this is the new.
Sense.
Yeah, that just hit me that we've got that coming up. So okay, the first one, a modern day version of words of affirmation would be sending funny reels to your friends and your partners, right?
Well, I love you because I'm always...
Girl, you and me both. If Kay and I are in a ditch Incoming. There will be 5 or 6 dog videos / fun animals. I don't have a lick of sense over a baby goat. If Kay sends me a leaping lamb or a baby goat.
Oh, no. And one in pajamas, forget it.
Forget it. Forget it. If you give me a lamb or a goat in a pair of pajamas, I'm thrilled. It's literally like Robitussin or like a Sudafed for my soul. Well said, Kay. That's so true. Let me see what else. And then the other thing, I think the other sweetness of that too, when you do it for it being a words of affirmation, is when somebody either says, "This is so us." And you're like, it is. You love me and I love you. This is so us. I think it's sweet. And I love when any friend, look, I love when sweet people that I don't know in real life, but only know them on social media, send me something because it tickled them and they go, I think Trish would like this.
They should like it, yeah.
Oh, and I think, and I usually, y'all know, I answer y'all 90% of the time saying thank you because this made my whole day. And I think it's kind of like when Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds like roast each other. I think that's sweet that they're like trolling each other's comment section.
Right.
They're so cute.
They are cute.
They are. I love them so very much. All right, number 2, or this is the updated version of acts of service, would be ordering someone's Uber Eats before they ask. Like if you saved it in their favorites. I'll tell you, I've done it one step further, Kay. My girlfriend was going through it, and she was having a tough time. And, of course, thank God I know her address, obviously. And I sent over crumble cookies to the house. Just sent them to the house because I was like, y'all need to eat your feelings over there. And they came, and her kids were like, Mom, did you order us crumble cookies? And there was a note on top, and I just cookies for all. And she's like, Aunt Trish did. Oh my gosh! And she called me and was like, "Girl, that to me it's that little like act of because we were across the country from each other. If that, I could order it for her across the country.
Yeah, and just that thought lifts people up and makes them feel loved.
I think so. I mean, if I can't be there to drop off a casserole, as Southern people enjoy doing, I'm going to order you something so you can eat your feelings in these times.
That's like Janet Williams. Janet Williams, who's a comedian, Tennessee Tramp.
Yeah.
She goes by, if there's, anything going down with me, a tuna casserole will show up, tuna salad, not tuna casserole, tuna salad will show
Although
up.
I've never made a tuna casserole.
Yeah, that too. But she makes great tuna salad. And I said, Janet, if anything goes wrong with you or you need to be lifted up, I will call somebody to bring you something. I do not make anything. I'm sorry. She's a great cook.
Kay's like, I adore you, but I'm going to have to call out for
it'll
that.
be
That's
Uber Eats for you, yeah.
It's okay. But that's still a thought.
It is.
See? I mean, really. And there's just some fun stuff in here. I was sitting here writing these down just going, well, okay, what about this? And I'll tell you, for acts of service, I shoot it. I have a garage that we've turned into a studio. So please don't think I have a studio in my house. I sound hoop-de-doo. But we've got this garage studio, and I had not had everything set up to record with Kay today. And I was like, okay, I've got to get my face on, and I've got all this to do. And I'd given myself enough margin to come out and set everything up. And I came out here, and Jace had set up the lights and gotten everything ready. And I was like, if that ain't it, that act of service right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, and poor baby is getting over pneumonia, so that he took the time. I could hear him coughing. I thought, what's he out there coughing and doing? And I was like, oh, and I came out and all the lights were set up and everything was cleaned up. And I was like, honey. So it's true. That is the modern day acts of service, turning on my ring light for a podcast. That's where we are, y'all. Okay, this is the new version of quality time, Kay. What do you think? It's leaving somebody alone at the right time. Like, if somebody wanted to go to Target on their own, just they want to walk the aisles of a Target and get them a Starbucks and walk and do.
I'm all about, that's quality time, is just giving someone
space. I mean, even if you wanted to watch Jace's, I have 3 amazing stepkids. And they are all Gen Z. And the younger 2 walk around with these headsets on all the time. Like, they do not I don't get it because I think that's really what's causing the world to not connect with each other as everybody's in their own little bubble. But they'll have this headset on all the time and they'll be in the same room, sitting shoulder to shoulder, watching two separate shows. But you know what? As their quality time, they're like, we had so much fun. Like they'll come visit us. They'll be here for a week and a half. They'll be sitting shoulder to shoulder in the same room with us, not making a sound but a giggle or a laugh. We look over and they're watching two separate shows on their phone.
Which I can get on board with that completely, that each person has something they enjoy and that doesn't put someone else into having to watch something they don't care about. As long as there's still time made to connect, I think it's a real problem.
I agree with that. And they do. To be fair, I'm not pooping on my sweet Gen Z.
Yeah, I understand.
Babies.
I'm not talking about
But no, I'm with you. And my toxic trait too is I am such a Capricorn. I'm a workaholic and very wanting to be available. So I'm not. I get very upset if I think I've kept someone waiting. That's a bad thing of mine. I'm working on. But at the same time, I don't need to be available 24 hours a day. If you have reached me and it's after 6:30 at night, too bad, so sad. Be like, I don't need to be jumping over hoops to talk to you. You can wait. But I don't, and I'm working very hard on being like, here's the cutoff. Here's the office hours, if you will.
There's got to be a downtime unless it's an emergency or something. Yeah,
totally agree with you. But would you say that's a love language for you too? Considered quality time if somebody just lets you like have your space to do your own thing for a little bit.
Mornings.
Yeah, Kay likes a slow morning. You like a quiet morning.
I like a quiet morning. I don't like a lot.
It's got to be an Aries thing.
Yeah. If you have to give me space in the morning,
That's my husband, Jay Spencer, all day long. I wake up, y'all, like a human golden doodle. I'm like, today's today. It's going to be the best day. And he's like, you are on my very last nerve. So I've learned to be like, hey, coffee's made.
See, I know. Even
see you in a minute.
And you know this about me, and also Leanne knows this about me, and sometimes she will call, it'll be 5 till 9, and I'll answer the phone. She'll go, I'm sorry, Kay, I know I'm not supposed to call at 9 o'clock, but I need to ask you something real quick.
We do know. You have to, and to be fair, I'm the opposite. Same as Kay. I don't touch my phone till 8 a.m., but because I'm up here like, good morning, like talking to the dogs and, burning incense. Yeah, judge me later, saying my prayers, writing in my journal. Like I do like my version of a slow morning, but I'm up here like waiting for the birds to come land on my shoulder and like crazy mess. So I get that. I get it from this place of I have a routine, but I don't want anybody to interrupt it where Jace wakes up a little like throwing fish at a bear. I'm gonna toss it. Here's your salmon, Yogi. Like and then he's ready. He comes over, and you get it. Leanne's an up with person in the morning too.
She's more like you.
Yeah, she wakes up well.
She's up and ready to talk and.
Me too. I know. There's some people that are for it, and some people aren't. My best friend Katie, she's in Knoxville, sweetheart. You know my sweet Katie. Katie's the same way as you. She's very slow morning, few words. Doesn't want to do a whole lot. She's about grieved about Hoda leaving the Today Show because she loves a Hoda. She's told me 5 times. She don't know how her day's going to start now on account of Hoda's going. And I was like, what can I do? Do we want to go back in the archives and get you some old news so you can start your day? I might have to ask Hoda if she'll do a cameo for Sweet Katie so she can start her day with Hoda. It's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, everybody's got their thing. And
everybody's got their thing. Yeah.
I respect it. I respect it wholeheartedly. Okay, moving on. We're going number 4 in the love languages. This would be the new form of physical touch would be commenting on people's stories. Like just interacting with people enough on their stories. Like just maybe if you left like a fire emoji, like looking good or, hey girl, stunning. Like that's the new, I got you. Don't you worry.
Yeah. It's a hug. It's a virtual hug.
It's a virtual hug.
Yeah.
You don't have to get too much of my beeswax. I like, you know what, Kay? That's actually quite true. And then like bonus points if somebody has like an inside joke or they do a callback because they've been if they're real life friends or social friends, if they do a callback to something you say all the time, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. You know what? Y'all, my husband knows I'm recording a podcast. Can you hear him being loud outside?
Barely.
Okay. I'm married to we're each other's mirror in life before I hit number 5 on these love languages. You know, when you realize something that annoys the absolute crap out of you and your partner or something, and you go, oh my gosh.
I do that.
I do the exact same thing. So their thing that annoys you the most is usually the thing that drives you crazy in yourself, but you don't realize it. And when I get excited, I talk so loud, you'd think I was an auctioneer trying to sell. Like, I get so animated, and he does the same thing. And he'll go, you need to calm down. And I hear him outside on the side of the house right now. You'd think he's out there literally, getting somebody to buy a car. It's so loud. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. I was just telling you in case you heard how nutsy that is in the background. Love and light. That's what God gives you what you need. Every time. Okay, so number 5, which would be gifts on your love language list. The new gifts would be, and I like this. New gifts would be like warming up your car for you. Maybe going out and doing just something you didn't even ask for, like a preventative care, turning off the lights. His gift for me every night is he locks his house up. I did air quoting at that. He'll go, I'm going to walk around and lock this house up. He acts like we've got some compound. Kay's been here. I mean, y'all, I'm grateful for any house, but he acts like we've got an east wing and a west wing. That ain't the case.
Well, I can appreciate that because I always feel like there's opening duties and closing duties. And if somebody, I'm still bartending. If I can get somebody else to do the closing duties.
Okay, we're on to something. I am an opener, and he's a closer. So technically, I open the restaurant, do the roll-ups, marry the catch-ups, make sure the menus are wiped down. Holy crap, if y'all ever done restaurant time, you know exactly what we're preaching on. And he does the nighttime.
Yeah, and he closes her down.
Okay. Karen has completely reframed my entire way I'm doing 2025 between New Year not starting until spring. And me realizing my husband and I run our life like a good restaurant.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm an opener. Coffee gets done. Dishes get put away. Dogs get fed. Closing down. He makes sure it's locked up. Any dishes that are in the sink are washed before we go to bed. And
blinds are closed, whatever.
Yes. The dogs went out and pottied for bed. Yes, Kate.
Yeah.
Y'all, I didn't know this was going to be such a revelatory, and if that's not a word, I made it one episode.
I like it. It needs to be one if it's not one.
I love making up. It's the Southerner in me. Southerners will make up words that you're pretty sure are words, but then there's that 3% chance. Really, did they add a syllable?
That I just came up with it on the fly.
Yeah, Jace came around the corner. They can't hear me. He came around the corner this morning and goes, Hey, listen. I go, what, baby? He goes, did you see that appointment on the calendar? And I said, for what? He goes, my doctor's appointment. I said, no, honey, what is it? He goes, it's for my shackle shot.
Shackles.
I go, what? He goes, and he got aggravated. And he goes, Trish, I have to have a shackle shot. I go, did you mean shingles? That's what I said. I go, did you mean shingles? And he goes, well, what did I say? Every time. He'll mess it up just slightly enough. And I go, you said shackles, baby. He goes, well, what in the world are those?
I don't know, but they're rough. You get the shackles, you're going to, it's not a good outcome.
I don't think there's a vaccine for shackles. I love you for understanding that. When he said it, everything, he does it all the time where he's just slightly askew.
Yeah. That's a Shawshank disease.
Thank you for getting it, Kay. It was when it happened, I thought, okay, I've got to tell Karen this because Karen's got a vocabulary that outdoes all ours. But I was like, me. Oh, honey, I'm telling you, what a time to be alive, everybody. It's what it is. This 2025, it's going to be great. I'm going to find every dang silver lining that's in there. And I want to know do you agree with some of those love languages? Do you feel like that is kind of the 2.0 of where we're headed?
Are you asking me or are you asking the audience?
Well, both.
Yeah. I think it is kind of where we're headed. The only thing I don't want to see replaced is, physical touch and those kind of things because it's so good for hugs are so good for your health. I mean, there's so many things.
We need 10 a day. That's what they say.
Yeah. I mean, we become robots if everything's replaced. That is connecting with another person. So I think it's fun. I think, and I can get how, commenting or something on somebody's story might make them feel good, and it's a fun thing to change reels. I love doing that. But we have to have a balance like anything else.
Yeah, I don't think it replaces it. I feel like it's the 2.0. Like if there's people we don't get to hug all the time, I'd annoy Kate all the time. She knows me. I hug the stew out of her. But when you're halfway across the country,
yeah, right.
It is a virtual hug, something sweet. So
that's right.
Yeah, but you're right. It will never replace. It cannot replace. I mean, my poor dogs, when I don't get enough hugs or Jason and I are traveling, one of us is here, I hug those dogs. They are probably like, lady, you need to go out and be around some people. Get up off me. Because I'll be like, I love you. And I'll just stare in both of their eyes. And they're like, okay, she needs human time.
Yeah.
Because the doodle will pat me and hug me back like, okay, go see people.
Like, no, actually, I don't. I need dog time. I've had human time.
Amen. That's why I'm usually like, no, I've come back from peopling and I just want dog time.
Yeah. We don't need the people right now.
I don't need the people. I need just dog. I swear to you, I just said to Jace, I was like, can we please, because of all these dogs displaced. I'm talking like him. Displaced from the fires, that I'm like, can we foster? But we travel. I do, and he does too, but I travel so much for comedy that I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want those dogs to think I'm leaving them. Even though my dogs would probably pull down a flow chart and a PowerPoint and be like, no, let me explain how this rolls. She brings in people to tend to us who are magical, and we completely roll them for more treats. So it's best when she does go. But that's the next order of business. I keep going, let's foster. And he's like, we don't need more dogs in this house.
I know, it's so hard. So hard to see.
I know. So I donate. That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
I'm donating.
that's what I do.
I know. You and I are the same. Karen and I would have a ranch with joining property where all we did, that these dogs had nothing but full-time daycare. Like when I say ranch, I mean they just get to run around and play and then come into like world's cushiest situation, not outside dogs.
Yeah, and that's in our retired life, but right now we're traveling too much to do that. But
that's right. And until we shut this down and start, living out in the prairies, or we've all picked up and moved to, insert some cottage scene here in the middle of Europe. And I'm out there with a bunch of dogs, tending to a bunch of goats, or whatever you do. When I've always used to say, God, if I'm not meant to do comedy, if you want me to be a sheep herder in New Zealand, just tell me. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I might manifest that. I might end up being the sheep herder in New Zealand. I'm like, I'll be out there with a bunch of goats and dogs, and we're just or sheep, whatever.
I'd say there's a lot worse things.
Honey, any day. Kay, you're on the road right now, aren't you? You're back to. I just saw your tour schedule go up. That's super exciting.
Yeah, and yours did too. So we both have dates coming up.
We do. And y'all, we'd love to see you out on the road. So go to Karen Mills Comedy, or is it KarenMills.com?
No,
I'm sorry.
just KarenMills.com.
Just KarenMills.com.
Yeah. Have Tyler, Texas coming up this weekend. And,
yes.
Yeah. And
I love Tyler.
Yeah, and then Naples, Florida, and then... Yeah, you need to go there.
Is that Off the Hook?
Off the Hook, yeah.
I just got a message today where somebody said, will you please come to Off the Hook?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I'd love to.
And then I have the Walker Theater here in Chattanooga.
When is that show?
The 16th. You're in
Atlanta.
I know. You're in Alpharetta.
First of all, one of my favorite venues. Secondly, y'all, that theater's stunning. I love everything about it. But going to see Kay in that theater, oh my gosh. Let's sell that out, y'all. What I know so far, people, we need to sell this out because, first of all, it's Karen's hometown show.
Yeah, so come,
sell it
please.
Out.
Yeah.
All my Atlanta people that aren't coming to my show, you need to go to Kay's show. If you really wanted to go whole hog, what time's the show, Kay?
4.
Karen and I both doing early shows.
Yeah,
See,
we're both doing early shows.
We don't F around.
I know.
I would have gotten in the car.
I would come to yours.
Same here. I was going to say, I'd be there in the, I'd have a glitter sign in the front row going, go, little Kay. Right in the front.
Yeah,
y'all,
I would have come to yours, but
me
at
too.
the same time.
Oh, I didn't plan that well. That's okay. We'll do better next time.
Yeah.
And We need to start doing live shows, live podcasts in the 2025.
I know. I noticed we both had a comment today about coming to Chicago, and so we need to revisit that. We had talked about it.
Yes, we did. Let us know also where you'd like us to come see y'all. We'd love to do it. We're fun. We're not gonna lie, and we like a matinee too. We like you to have your day and get your evening back and be on the sofa bra free by 7 to 8 at night, whatever floats your boat. We get it.
Yep.
Hugging a puppy.
That's right.
That's
how
how we
we'll
like
be
it.
doing. That's what.
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. So might as well get y'all there too. That's how we like it. Well, we sure love y'all. And please remember to go on and rate, subscribe, review. We love that. Just a quick tell us what you think, who you want us to start having on. Drop us a DM and tell us who you want us to start having. Y'all know what I mean. Guests.
Yes.
What guests you want on. We'd love to do it. And any topics you want covered, we sure can. Did I forget anything, Kay?
I don't think so. We sure appreciate you coming back for another episode, and we will see you again soon.
We sure will. We love y'all, and we hope you have the very best day.